Fabulous. Okay, so this episode, I'm going to share a little bit more about me, about who I am, and about my journey. So without going into loads and loads and loads of detail, I am the eldest of 4 children, and I am very, very competitive, very, very ambitious, very, very driven, and very, very motivated. And as a youngster, I swam in the World Cup and also the British Swimming Championships. So I have always set goals. I've always visualized, I say always, when I was swimming, when I was competing, when I was training, that this is something, the psychology of sport, this was something that I worked on like from the ages of sort of 10 up through to 16. So I always knew about goals. But what happened was when I decided I wasn't happy swimming anymore, and I decided to do the really hard thing of telling my mum and dad that I didn't want to do it anymore, I stopped setting goals. I just focused on my GCSEs, I focused on my A-levels. There was some stuff going on in my family that I found really difficult. So I actually ended up doing my A-levels again and restarting after a year because I just didn't get the results that I wanted. So then I went to university because I didn't know what else to do. And I studied sports because that was all I was good at. That was a belief that I had told myself time and time and time again, that I was actually really, really shy, that I had no confidence and no self-belief, and that my opinion actually never mattered, because every time I worked in a group situation, people would just speak over me. And what I also found as well was when I did go to uni, the group work was, I just hated it because I never ever felt ever like I fit in. No matter how hard the other people tried, I always felt like a bit of an odd one out, a bit of an oddball, I suppose, if you want to call it that. And that was really, really difficult because I thought, you know what? I'm never going to get a boyfriend. I'm never going to find a man, get married, have kids and settle down, because who's going to want me? Because I don't really connect with anyone. I don't really nobody really gets me. And yeah, so I spent years dyeing my hair. This is my natural colour now. If you can't see it, if you're listening to this on the podcast, it is strawberry blonde, it is like ginger, whatever you want to call it. And in the summer it goes blonde. It's lovely, lovely jubbly. And so I spent years dyeing my hair, trying to lose weight, doing different things, got my tongue pierced at one point because I thought it was cool, and trying to do things so that I fit in. And then I decided to do online dating, and eventually after 2 years of really dodgy dates, I found my now husband. But once I'd graduated from university with a 2-1, I was well chuffed with that, 2-1 in sports development. I then moved to Chesterfield, moved to Derbyshire to be with an ex, and then I have stayed in Derbyshire ever since. And I got myself a job in sports development, and I'd done it for about two years, and I was sat at my desk thinking, I was at age 25, sat at my desk thinking, I am absolutely shattered. There has got to be more to life than this. And at the time I was driving probably 45-minute commute to work and back every single day. I was working a few evenings, working weekends sometimes, and I was absolutely shattered. And I thought, you know what? How on earth am I going to do this when I've got a family? And I'd actually started to believe now by this point that one day I would settle down, have children, have a family, find a husband who loved me for who I was, not a random husband, like find a man who wanted me to be his wife. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, and I was thinking, oh, I am absolutely shattered. And my manager at the time was absolutely incredible. And she had 2 children, and she was like, just living her best life, but she was shattered. Okay. And I was like, I cannot be a manager. I don't want to stay in this role forever because I do want to progress, but I don't feel confident enough to be a manager. I don't feel this, I don't feel that. And literally 2 weeks later, I was introduced to the incredible industry of network marketing. And I was asked by one of the parents at the Easter holiday camp that I was running, whether I would be open to looking at other ways of making money that wouldn't impact what I was already doing. I was like, yeah, like, were you listening to my daydream like a couple of weeks ago? And I saw the opportunity. I was really excited, went home. I was still living with my ex at the time, and he poo-pooed it, didn't think anything of it really, wasn't particularly supportive of it. It was a product-based business with aloe vera, so some of you may know it. I still use the products today because I think they're bloody amazing, and they've changed my dad's life with his MS. But I didn't have a support network around me, but I just saw hope. I just saw a light at the end of the tunnel with that business, with the opportunity, and I literally like dived straight in. I was so scared of like going and contacting people and telling people that I just started something new, because I was so worried about what they were going to think about me. But actually, they weren't going to pay my bills. They weren't going to pay me every single month, you know, to live my life and to live the things and do the things that I wanted to do. So I just decided to literally go all in. I started setting goals again. I found this thing called personal development, and I'd seen these self-development books before, and I was like, why do I need that stuff? Like, you know, I'm doing all right. And I wasn't really, you know, low confidence, low self-esteem. Anyway, so I literally immersed myself in the company. I went to their monthly success days. I went to all the trainings. I went to the open evenings, and I literally went all in. And I absolutely loved it. And my blood turned to aloe. Literally, like, I was so passionate about what I was doing, and I built a team. But what I found was it wasn't growing as fast as I wanted it to. And because I was talking about it at work all the time, I got pulled into the office for a chat. And I was basically, cutting a very long story short, told to choose between my business and my career. And I said, I'm going to choose my business. And that was the belief that I had, right? Now, I had some inheritance money that I could live off. That was my backup plan. And in 2012, I had the best year of my life. I just had so much fun. I did loads of things. I was building my business. I was in control of my destiny. You know, the money was there, although it was dwindling away very, very quickly, because as it does. And my business did grow, but it wasn't growing fast enough. Now, a year later, February 2013, I'd met my boyfriend I've met him in the September 2012. And in February 2013, I could not pay my £300 rent. And I had got £2,000 worth of products, of samples on my floor that I could not sell. Okay, so this is how not to build a product-based business, right? And actually, since I've been coaching, I've come across a lot of people in a product-based business who have done this, who have bought products to get promotions, to qualify for an incentive that they actually don't even really want, to qualify for, I don't know, an evening meal, things like that. I come across so many people that buy products to advance them within their business. And that is not the way to build your business, okay? Because what happens is you end up putting all of your profit back into products that you can't then sell. So that day, I mean, I've got my notes somewhere. I wrote down how I felt, and I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed. My pride just took a massive, I had to ask my boyfriend of 4 months to pay my rent, to bail me out. Like, this was the man that I told after about 2 weeks that I loved him and I wanted to spend the rest of my life with him. And then 3 months later, I couldn't pay my rent, which was like 300 quid. It was embarrassing. And I vowed to never, ever be in that situation again. And in the December 2012, we'd actually been offered another business opportunity with another company, and I thought, oh, my husband could do that, you know, I'll run me Aloe and he can do this other business. And we actually joined that other business in January 2013, and as I am recording this, we have been within that business now for 10 years and 1 month, and it's phenomenal. It's a service-based company. It's enabled me to continue on my self-development journey. I've set and achieved some massive goals, including being retired from the rat race at 30. Like, that was epic. And like being able to be that stay-at-home mum with both of my boys. But actually what I found was that when I was that full-time stay-at-home mum, building my network marketing business part-time, I was like, I need to get away from these children. Like, and actually what I'd realised was that I had become mummy 24/7. When I wasn't mumming, I was building my business, and actually I needed time for me, and I realised that I'd lost myself. Now, when I look back, I didn't actually lose myself because I had children. I'd already lost who I was, because before I had children, I was ploughing myself into my work all the time, whether that was network marketing, whether that was my job before that. Okay, I was literally giving everything I had to everybody else and not looking after me. So I'm going to do a little bit more about that in another episode. But that is my journey. And, you know, I built my current network marketing business around 3 jobs, working 7 days a week, because when I couldn't pay my rent, I said to my husband, my boyfriend at the time, I said, look, I have got to go out and do something about this. And I went and got myself 3 jobs, 2 swimming teaching jobs, or was it? Yeah, 2 swimming teaching jobs. And I was also swimming development officer as well at the local leisure centre. And I built my UW business in those nooks and crannies. I time blocked my diary. That's another episode. I set goals. That's another episode, right? And I'm going to be talking about this because this is so, so important. I had people laugh at me. Why are you flogging gas and lecky? Well, it's a bit more than that, but you know what? It's not for you. That's fine. Come back to me when you're ready. I'm going to be talking about my journey in network marketing and lots of other stuff as well. And I'm going to also talk about why I set up a coaching business when I already had a successful network marketing business. So I'm really, really excited to share this with you all and to go on this journey with you, because I think there's a lot of lessons that I can offer that will help you. And there'll be some episodes you go, yeah, I know all that, I know all that, I know all that. Oh, yeah, I know it all, but I'm not doing it. And there'll be some episodes where you go, oh my goodness, why have I not thought about doing that already? Okay, so I'm really excited to work through this with you. And if you want to subscribe, then I would absolutely love you to do so. However that is, whether it's on YouTube or whether it's on a podcast. And please do share this with whoever you think could benefit. And it's not just women, okay? So this is for everybody. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.